What's that D stand for?
Um.
Greetings, everybody. Car Dreamer here, your D-class villain. And today, we are bringing you part 2 of our Let's Play for the death of Superman. Well, death and return of, but we want to focus on the death because we're villains. But we're literally picking up right where we left off in the first one. We had to start the stage with the kind of little retro shmup or what have you, fly in and beat up a few thugs because we just were not given a breathing room. We had just finished beating up the Man of Steel, or just Steel as he later becomes called, and coming to an understanding that we will protect Metropolis just to fly off to Coast City since that's been destroyed. Now that we're caught up to speed, I want to not take a look at the background. I know I talked about like the red haze from the Fallout and all that, but look at the skeletons on the guy. That's actually pretty dark when you think about this. I mean, this town was obliterated and people died. And this game's not shying away. Those are human remains on the ground. That says something. Still, I love the lighting effect of that. Never gets old. Oh yeah, you have those claws that can pull, don't you? Yeah, you do. I forgot about that. Oh, I hit a bomb. Bomb! You hit your own buddy. Ow, you hit me too. I'm not doing so good, guys. Like, I'm just trying to land to hit you guys. Stop it. See, with just once I can get through a falling section without being hit. Yeah, we did it. That was a jump of joy. That was on purpose this time. Oh, what is this? Why are we fighting? You're Cyborg. Aww. Wait, he hit a bomb and that wasted my special. He's wiping the floor with me. See, now look, my... Oh, it does stun you. Oh, yeah, I guess I was pretty good like that. That's right. Love that pose. Look at that. That's awesome. The Eradicator out of the way. My goal draws one step closer. Now to deal with the Superboy. What? Cyborg Superman's a villain? Oh! Oh yeah. This is the only thing that is non-canon, like not accurate at all. Superboy has no ranged attacks. He has what was called tactical telekinesis, meaning he has to touch something, but he can then manipulate it however he wants. It wasn't until later in his longevity with the series that he started developing more of Superman's powers. So, to give you more information on his background, Superboy, or also known as Connor Kent, because he does get adopted by Superman's parents. He's actually half human, half Superman's DNA. Because they could not, if you try to clone Superman fully, or a Kryptonian fully, using just her DNA, technology can't handle it, or they can't quite read it or understand it. It's too complex. So what happens is you get what's called Bizarro, or will end up being called Bizarro. That's how Bizarro Superman originally came about. And there's been Bizarros of, there has been a Bizarro Superboy of this one, and I think there's been a Bizarro Supergirl in the in the CW show at least. I don't know if there was one in the comics. And there's been multiple iterations or incarnations of Superboy or Bizarros. Since, but that was the original. So that's what happens when you clone or try to clone a Kryptonian. Technology can't quite understand it, and therefore it gets corrupted over time and becomes a Bizarro. So Superboy was an attempt to help balance that. They kind of Jurassic Parked it. They filled in missing things, or they filled in parts they didn't understand. They tried to support it using human DNA, and you find out later that the human DNA they used wasn't who they originally told you. They kind of retconned it. It actually is half Lex Luthor. So at first, Superboy did not have all of Superman's powers. He does have super strength, though he's not as strong as Superman. And he has a pseudo invulnerability, although he's kind of weak to energy attacks. But due to this energy field around him, that is partly due to an aura that surrounds Superman, Superboy can manipulate that, and it is what provides his vulnerability. He can actually transfer that off himself onto other things, or use it to manipulate other things, and this is called tactical telekinesis. He just has to touch it, which is it was pretty cool. They really made Superboy kind of unique. They mess around with giving him these goggles that gave him X-ray vision and heat vision, but they kind of eventually got rid of them because I think that it was just people didn't want him filling in gaps per se at that time. it was nice to have a Superboy that was different and wasn't just a little version of Superman. And I actually really enjoyed Superboy. I collected his comic as long as it ran. But I actually really like his outfit. It was very 90s. And I still love the lighting and effect like this. Now, this is supposed to be an extension of his tactical telekinesis or whatever. I think they just fudged it to balance gameplay, honestly. Oh, not good. Huh, I'm not doing good at all. But, Superboy does, to finish that off at least, he does eventually start developing Superman's power. He starts absorbing yellow sunlight, and he is able to get at least the heat vision of it. I don't know if he ever got the telescopic vision or whatever, but he starts developing a little bit more of Superman's powers and strength. But he's slower to regenerate because he's only, half Kryptonian. I really like the character, and I was very sorry to see that he no longer exists within the realm of the New 52. Although he does make an appearance, or a version of him makes an appearance again. But it was only temporary. It wasn't a permanent. But he became a very beloved character. And I think part of the only reason he went away was due to a lawsuit over the name Superboy. Oh man, I am getting messed up by you guys. Ow. Ow. I had no control on that one. Guys. Oh no! I had 5 of my specials all saved up. The Kid in Metropolis. Okay, we're starting all the way back in Metropolis. Okay. So like I said, it's been a while. This isn't an easy brawler. That's cool. Take this, chainsaw, yeah. Maybe they should rename me Fist, because that's what I've been punching you with. Haha, see how that works? Easily, got it. Oh, come on. My fist should have hit somebody. Come on. Ow, oh, oh, oh. It's like it knows. No, oh, oh. Now, let's go to Coast City! Yes, we know, they're safe. I really thought he was gonna hit me that time. Now, if you remember the special he does, where he kind of just goes in the air and releases this, it looks like energy here. It's not too far off from what he can do. He can actually, if he concentrates, if he's overwhelmed, he can kind of repel people like that. It's kind of interesting. It's not, it's his tactical telekinesis just released in a blast, so to speak. If he were more developed, he does find a more advanced clone of himself eventually in the comics, and he is able to release it as energy. The clone is. I don't think Connor ever learned how to do it, but oh, well, you know, we got through one without being hit. That's okay. Ha ha. Hey, what the heck are you guys? I am getting my butt handed. These guys like get their hit. They get their punches in. That's what you get. Don't pick on me. I need help. Ow, no, not Cyborg. I am going to lose. Big time. Yeah, stay on the bomb. I can't get a hit on him! Look, one hit just took me down. Alright, fine. Where am I? And what's going on? You are in what used to be Coast City, now Engine City, and you are witnessing the restructuring of your planet. This is insane. You'll never get away with it. I must proceed with my plans to erect a second Engine City in Metropolis. Goodbye for now, Super Child. Must find a way to escape. We've got to warn the world. There you go. Tactical telekinesis. He doesn't even understand he has that power yet. Meanwhile, among the polar ice caps far to the north, within the Fortress of Solitude, a being flutters weakly back to life. The way they word that here really kind of just... I mean, you know it's called The Death and Return of Superman, but that was really kind of cheap the way they did that. Yeah, so this whole sequence with Superboy doing this, yeah, not possible in the comics. Newsflash, a fifth hero has appeared claiming to be the real Superman. The Man of Steel has gone to investigate. Don't let the outfit fool you. I'm Superman and I'm back. And that's taken from the comic book, that pose. All these really are. How do I know you're for real? Hey, we've got more important things to worry about. The Cyborg plans to use Engine City to take over the entire planet! I mean, granted, he said he had to build more Engine Cities, but we'll skip that part. Not if I can help it. What are we waiting for? Let's go. And now we fight Steel, who is actually John Henry Irons in an outfit, just a metal suit. I love that. Look at that. Ah, so good. And I love the sledgehammer. And the sledgehammer kind of gives you some range, you know? No, there was health. Ah. At least you have infinite continues, so you can still have some fun with this and not worry about limited continues and so forth, which is good. Always good. Not There actually is a strategic element to breaking all those on the floor pads so they can't teleport in. See, they get to punch in when they shouldn't. See that? Way quicker. No enemies. It's a shame they had to get a little generic with the thugs throughout the game. I can kind of understand Metropolis, but here, like, Cyborg Superman was in total control of machinery, so he just made weapons, massive weapons that attacked, and he could have done that with robots. They could have done things like that instead of leaving this to generic thugs. I'm getting ganged up on. Take that. Now, see, how's that right? No. No. That's a cool pose too. I mean, the artwork for the character sprites themselves is where they really put the effort, and you can tell. They're too late to stop the destruction of Metropolis. Launch the missile! Engine City has just launched a missile heading straight for Metropolis. We've got to stop it. No sweat, the kid will handle this one. Someone who didn't like to be called Superboy, you call yourself a kid. Okay. Okay, that's cool imagery right there. Our only hope of destroying Engine City is to get to the engine's core. But the city is powered by kryptonite. If you're the real Superman, you won't survive. I'll go alone. Yeah, but see, they didn't know that until they got to the core that he had kryptonite. Good luck. Ow. So I was never the best at this level. Ouch. Jeez. Those 8-ball, like flying 8-balls are what makes this such a pain. Because they don't even stay in your, like, plane of field to hit. I died! No! Yeah, you gotta get there with way more lives and health than that, and I can't. This level always gave me the hardest problems. Look, I just lost half my health. And there's nowhere to get it back. That's what really sucks. And oh, my character got stuck. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay. See, like, what do you do here? Like, you can't. Those 8 balls are like what's really taking off the damage. Come on, I can't. Sheesh. Whew. That's just an abusive level. Meanwhile, far to the north, in the Fortress of Solitude, a regenerated Eradicator streaks towards Engine City. So, the Eradicator is actually like a 200,000-year-old Kryptonian weapon meant to preserve the last life of Krypton. And he actually is the AI that built the Fortress of Solitude. So that explains why he's there. Okay, for for anybody wondering what the heck they just saw. So, eventually in the comics, they do make it to the center core, and it ends up just being Superman, the Eradicator, and Cyborg Superman. And that's when he reveals that he has kryptonite. And he goes to blast Superman with it. And the Cyborg jumps in the way at the last second, using what's left of his energy to convert the blasted kryptonite into something else. They kind of end up just calling it Kryptonite X later in the comics. But it actually ends up completely, fully recharging Superman and actually making him more powerful than he was prior to the death of Doomsday, kind of putting him back on his pre-crisis power level. What's interesting is that he gets his powers back, he becomes fully himself, but the kryptonite still left in the room ends up not... I am getting my butt handed to me. Ends up not affecting him. So I don't see me surviving this level either. Kind of funny they don't give him the long hair in this, right? Nope, I knew that was going to happen. I take way too much abuse in that level. They really amp it up the further you get. See, I don't feel like some of these attacks are even on the same plane in a field, and they shouldn't be hurting me the way they are. But Superman, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. I tried to jump out of that way. Look at that. How... Come on, come on. Bring it, bring it. Yeah, that's right. Alright, we're doing better, we're doing better. I had somebody and I went to throw them and then somehow I lost them all and now I'm losing my health. Okay. That should not have hit me. I was in the middle of punching you. The other guy started taking it for you. Come on, man. Come on. No. Haha. We're doing much better this time. Yeah, see, I can make that where it doesn't hurt me, buddy. Yeah, that's right. You think just because you're Cyborg Superman, you got all that, and you ain't nothing. You ain't nothing, because I'm the real man. Ha! Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! Even though I may be a villain, I am still a better hero. And that kind of scares me, actually. Ouch! No, we're gonna top you off with that. We did it. Classic Superman pose. You're the real thing, all right. Well done, Superman. And I do mean Superman. The one and only. Amazing. I've experienced defies description. What I've experienced defies description. Doomsday killed me and the cyborg nearly destroyed the Earth. The Eradicator brought me back to life and full power. I should feel tired, but I don't. I'm rejuvenated in a way I never thought possible. I have no idea what's coming next, but I know whatever it is, I'll be able to handle it better than ever. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the death and return of Superman. Obviously, there's a lot left out for the storyline because it's a video game. I mean, and the comics have years worth of history and experience to draw from, whereas the game has to keep it somewhat streamlined and simplified, to say the least. I mean, even Green Lantern was involved in this, technically. So like I said, I really enjoyed the game. I think the strengths are, when it comes to the sprites, especially of the different main characters, it's beautiful. The imagery, like you see, anything taken from the comics, they do amazing with, I think, for especially a 16-bit era. Like, you know, take this image, it's gorgeous looking. For what, given what they're taking that from, they're doing an amazing job. So, and I still think it's got weaknesses. It's not a perfect game. The fact that they used basically the same music track throughout the entire game, while I really do like the track, I think it fits the feel, but at the same time, it would have been nice to have a little bit more variety in the music. I think enemies would have been a little nicer to have a little more variety, and the names would have been nice, not having to name them after the weapons they're using. But again, for what it is, I mean, it took me not even 2 hours to beat this game. So, give or take, you know, how bad or good you do. For 2 hours worth, I can't argue that. I think it was a really fun experience. I think it's a brawler, definitely worth checking out if you like a bit of a challenge and you also like Superman, or you just like a good, fun game. But leave your comments down below what you thought about this game. Is it something you'd pick up and play? Is it one you're kind of glad you didn't? And until next time, I'm Car Dreamer on behalf of D-Class. I am your D-Class villain. Ha! And until next time, stay evil, my friend.